least controversial film of 2026 is finally upon us with Wuthering Heights, directed by Emerald Fennell. I can't even say that sentence without laughing. Wuthering Heights, quotation marks, with quotation marks around it, is loosely based on the novel by Emily Bronte, classic novel written in the 1800s. This film, not necessarily the novel, but this film follows a doomed relationship between Heathcliff, a servant played by Jacob Elordi, and a wealthy woman named Catherine, played by Margot Robbie. And I'm trying to dance around possible spoil. Oh, it takes place in 18th century England. I'm doing a great job with this plot synopsis. But I don't know what I can say without like spoiling. I don't know what was given away in the trailers. I just remember it being like it's just very centrally charged. I don't know what else to say. And I should also mention, from what I know of the novel, is that it's apparently not that much of a love story. It's more of a gothic horror. And like I mentioned before, this film is controversial. It was controversial pretty much the second it was announced, because one of the big reasons is revolving around Jacob Elordi, casting the white boy, tall white man Jacob Elordi as Heathcliff, who in the book is described as being dark-skinned, I'm pretty sure. So that sent everyone into a fucking frenzy, because him dealing with racism is apparently a big part of the book. And in response to that, I think the casting director straight up said, fuck you, I don't care about adapting the book. We're just gonna do whatever the fuck we want, which made people more mad. And then you also have the inclusion of director Emerald Fennell, who is its own fucking can of worms. This is my first Emerald Fennell film, so I'm not gonna delve into my thoughts onto her. But what I think is fascinating is that Emerald Fennell is the only female director I know working today that gets more shit from other women than from men.
You having a problem with Saltburn? Quiet luxury. Keep it to yourself, because what are you going to do when Emerald Fennell calls you about her next project where you play Carey Mulligan's co-worker in the bridal section of Harrods, and then Act 3 takes a sexually violent turn and you have to pretend to be surprised by that turn.
And then you also have Charlie XCX doing the music, who is also quite controversial online. So all of these things coming together into making one of the most controversial films of the year. And listen, I don't care about bad adaptations of things. I'm an X-Men fan. Okay? It's fucking tough out here. Don't get me started on the fucking they fucked up Dark Phoenix twice, man. How? But bad adaptations don't always mean like a bad movie. I don't think that X2 is a good adaptation of the X-Men comics. I don't think it's a good adaptation of a lot of the characters in the X-Men comics, but I still think it's a great film. So I had mild hope for this one, and I was proven wrong. I was proven wrong. So I'm going to start with the positives, of which I have so few. Visually, it is very stunning. It's very, very well shot. And I got to see this on the biggest screen at my local theater, and it was just a visual treat. Linus Sandgren, sir, you did a great job here. The sets were all very impressive, from this giant mansion to a rundown house. It was all very stunning. The same can be said for the costumes. They were all great, all top-notch, all beautiful. And I also have to shout out Chau for showing up and trying. It's not like a big Oscar baity role or anything. She plays things very straight and serious. She grounds the whole thing. And unfortunately, that is it for my positives. I thought this film was fucking astonishing. I was shocked that I felt like Jacob Elordi and Margot Robbie had no chemistry here, because these are two actors that I generally really like, but here I just could not connect with them at all. And the film itself revolves around you thinking they're meant to be together, these two destined lovers. But the problem is, I don't like these characters on their own, and it goes beyond both of them being flawed. Cathy has no real drive as a character besides her longing to be with Heathcliff. I don't know anything else about her besides the fact that she loves Heathcliff. And it's clear that this character was originally written to fucking because she does not work as a protagonist for a 2+ hour film, because she has no depth to her. And then Heathcliff, this fucker, I don't know what the film wants me to think of him. And that's a problem, That is a huge problem in your romance film. He does horrible things throughout like this whole narrative. He is a fucking bad person, but the film wants you to like him so badly because I don't know, because Jacob Elordi is hot and they want you to think Cathy and Heathcliff are meant to be. I need more than that. I need more than that to fucking like this guy. Please. It's tonal whiplash. You will go from one scene where he's doing something fucking awful and then immediately cut to another scene where you're supposed to feel bad for him. What? It's a film that wants its cake and to eat it too. But you can't do both. You can't do both back to back like that. If you want to have him do something bad and you also want me to like him by the end of the narrative, you have to make me regain my sympathy for him. You can't just be like, oh, he's going to do something bad this scene, and the next scene, oh, he's sad, so you got to feel bad for him. No, that's not, I don't fucking care. I'm not going to feel bad for him. You either have to commit to making him super unlikable or go down the route of making him a dreamboat. I don't think, because of the way that this film is presenting it, I don't know if it's a lack of time or if it's a lack of care. I genuinely can't tell. I was so astonished at one point in the film. For the first time on my channel, I'm going to do a spoiler section of my review because my issue with this film is wrapped up entirely in one cut, I think. Maybe if not a cut, then in a moment. One moment. I'll say one moment. So if you don't want to be spoiled for the movie, go watch it or don't. Or, sneak into it after buying a ticket for a much better film, or stream it. I don't care. But if you want my non-spoiler thoughts, I didn't like it. Clearly, I didn't like it very much. If you want to skip to the end of the video, though, for some reason, I'll have a time code right there on the screen. Somewhere. It'll be somewhere. So this is quite late into the film during the classic Emerald Fennell shocking violent third act twist where Heathcliff has now entered a BDSM relationship with Isabella, played by Alison Oliver, who is just... I think that sigh said everything you needed to know about my thoughts on her performance. Isabella delivers a letter to Nelly, who is Chau's character, telling her about all of the abuse she's suffering at the hands of Heathcliff and how she wants to leave him but feels like she can't. She has no power in the relationship. So Nelly goes over and finds Isabella chained up like a dog and being forced to walk around on all fours and do whatever Heathcliff says, essentially pet play. And Nelly, who's the point of view character in this scene, is disturbed by this. So, as the audience, we're disturbed by Heathcliff's actions. On top of that, Isabella also looks quite frightened in this scene. She has fear in her eyes. So it's clear in this moment, Heathcliff is not designed to be a good person. But wait, because the next time we see Heathcliff, he's looking sad over the hills missing Cathy. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to feel bad for this guy? Are you fucking kidding me? You spent the last 10 minutes building up the fact that Heathcliff is an abusive husband, and for no good reason, you want me to feel bad for him because Jacob Elordi is hot. Are you fucking kidding me? I am so baffled. I could not believe what I was seeing. My jaw was on the floor. And that's my big issue with the film, wrapped up in one moment, because it's an indecisive adaptation. And that's when it became clear to me what this adaptation was. It was BDSM Jacob Elordi Wattpad fanfiction. That is what you made. If you wanted the BDSM pet play to be hot, don't put in a character that looks mortified that it's happening. And also, don't have one of the participants play the part scared. There you go. You can have your fucking hot BDSM scene and also not make Jacob Elordi's Heathcliff look like a jackass. It's that simple. But you can't do that because Heathcliff is abusive and you want him to be abusive because you think that's hot. But you also want us to like him because he's dreamy. I can't. And also, I should also mention, because someone in the comments is going to point this out, Isabella technically did give consent to Heathcliff in an earlier scene. But she also felt the need to write a letter to a character to help her get out of that relationship because she felt like she had no control in it. That doesn't make it okay. That automatically makes it not okay. Brother, I can't. I don't know. I have a headache. I need to calm down. This is a film built for people who think Cameron Herron was too hot to be thrown in jail. That's who this film was for. It's terrible. This film is fucking terrible. If this film didn't look so pretty, I would have almost nothing nice to say about it. It's anti-feminist. It's an unsexy failure of a romance film that doesn't know whether you should like or detest its male lead. It's an absolute dumpster fire of a project. And I don't think your film fucking passes the Bechdel test too, by the way. Watch Romeo plus Juliet instead. Bye.